Sheikh Badawi is proud of his Arabic roots. He tells me he can trace his family back to the Prophet Muhammad. You have a noble ancestry. Do you have African ancestors as well?
Sasa sisi hatupendelei kuwa kizazi cha Kiafrika ni kitoevu, lakini twajua Afrika na kizazi chake na pande mwingine Asia na kizazi chake, lakini sasa.
Whatever Sheikh Badawi says, that supposedly pure Arabic blood has long been mixed with the blood of black Africans. So you can trace your ancestry back to the 13th century?
Yeah, I have a tree structure of our families.
A family tree?
Yeah, from Prophet Muhammad up to my sons now.
You do?
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
I have a copy of that one.
Huh. But can Africans trace their ancestry back that far?
Not mostly, because most of them were illiterate.
Oh.
So they don't know how to keep the records. This was the main problem with those peoples.
If you lived in the States, you would be called a black man. You're not black here.
Here, I'm not black, because most of the people, they recognize me as a local Arab.
A local Arab?
Yeah, a local Arab.
Does that give you greater social standing here?
Yes, very much, yes, because I can now identify myself as somebody else from other clans or from other families.
Other clans, yeah. Other families.
Other families. That is the most important of keeping up all these records of the family tree structure.
And you know what? It's exactly the same in my country. Everybody wants to be from elsewhere. My conversation with Ahmed reminds me how black Americans used to claim descent from some distant Cherokee or Sioux ancestor. Anything but pure Negro. My first stop is a fishing village south of the capital. I've heard that most people in Kizimkazi claim to be Persian. You both were born in Kizimkazi?
Yes.
So where did your ancestors come from?
Our ancestors came from Persia.
From Persia?
Yes.
When?
Really, I cannot tell you when, but I mean, they came here for many centuries ago. My historical teacher in the school there, he taught me about 500 years they came here.
So your family came from Persia and has been here for 500 years?
Yes.
Are there Africans in the village or just Persians?
The most of villagers here are Persians. I think there are some African, but I don't know if they are still here until nowadays.
Within the village, is it better to be Persian than African?
Persians.
Persian. So you have more status. Why?
Well, because our ancestors comes from Persia.
So why is that better than coming from the interior?
Yeah,
We feel so.
because you see, it is a place which our parents came from, according to the historical. So just we have to explaining us about the light where our parents came from.
Would you be surprised to know that if you came with me back home to Boston, Americans would say, you just look African to them. There's no difference between Persians and Africans. Do you know that?
Yes, of course, yeah, I do.
To me, the people here look about as Persian as Mike Tyson. But why do so many people here claim to be the descendants of a handful of medieval Persian mariners? It's a bit like me claiming to be white because my great-great-grandfather was an Irishman named Brady. I think the answer lies in the shadows of Zanzibar's history as the center of the East African slave trade. On this island, to call oneself African is to admit to being the descendant of a slave. Zanzibar's bloody history did not end with slavery. In the 1964 revolution, the descendants of African slaves rose up and slaughtered Arabs and Indians in a night of terrible violence. The revolution was just weeks after Zanzibar gained independence from Britain.